You think you have time. You believe turning 60 means the hard part is over and life will finally slow down. I believed that too. Now, at 89, I know better. Your 60s are not your golden years. They are your last real chance to prepare. What follows is quieter, lonelier, and far more demanding than you expect. Time does not slow because you feel comfortable. It accelerates. And if you spend your 60s assuming you have plenty left, you will realize too late that you wasted years that mattered most.
I was not prepared for what my body would take from me. At 62, I could lift heavy boxes without thinking. I could walk for miles, climb stairs 2 at a time, bend down and stand back up without planning at first. I assumed strength was something you lost slowly, something you could always rebuild. I was wrong. By my mid-70s, everything required effort. By 80, balance became a daily negotiation. And then my body made decisions without asking me. Muscles disappeared, bones weakened. Movements I once trusted betrayed me. What no one tells you is this: after 60, what you lose rarely comes back. If you do not build strength while your body still listens, you will one day wake up trapped inside a body that no longer obeys you. And the mind inside it will remember everything you once could do.
I was not prepared for how quickly my friends would disappear. Not drift away, disappear. Men I had known since my 30s, men who stood beside me at weddings, funerals, backyard barbecues. One by one, they died. Heart attacks, cancer, strokes. At first it felt occasional, then it felt constant. Eventually it felt like I was the last one left who remembered who we used to be. Family visits help, but they are not the same. There is a particular loneliness that comes from outliving the people who knew your younger self. If you are in your 60s and you think you have enough friends, you don't. Call someone today. Have coffee. Say yes to the invitation. Build new connections now, because one day silence will replace voices you assumed would always be there. I believed retirement would save me. I believed once the job ended, life would finally begin. For 40 years, my work told me who I was. It gave my days shape and my name meaning. When I retired, that structure vanished overnight. Mornings stretched empty. No one needed me. No one waited for my decisions. I was not resting. I was disappearing. It took years before I understood that retirement does not give you purpose. It exposes whether you ever built one outside of work. If your identity is only your job, losing it feels like losing yourself. If you are in your 60s and work is all you are, start now. Build interests. Build routines. Build reasons to wake up. Because one day the job will end, and something must remain when it does. I thought I had more time with my wife than I actually did. We were married for 58 years, and people always said that number with admiration, as if length alone meant abundance. But when I look back honestly, the years when we were both healthy, curious, and free were fewer than I imagined. The early decades were busy with work and children. The middle years were spent repairing what stress had worn down. And by the time life finally felt calm, our bodies began to fail us. Illness arrived quietly, then stayed. Appointments replaced adventures. Care replaced spontaneity. I loved her deeply until the end, but I wish I had understood sooner that the window for shared joy closes faster than you think. If you love someone now, use the good years fully, because later love will remain, but choice will not.
There is a mistake I made that still wakes me at night. I held on to anger longer than I should have. I told myself I was right, that time would eventually force an apology. Time did not. My brother and I stopped speaking over something small that felt enormous back then. Money, responsibility, pride. Years passed in silence. I assumed there would always be another holiday, another chance to clear the air. Then one morning, I received a call saying he was gone. Just like that, the argument became permanent. There is no resolution after death. No final conversation, no opportunity to say, I was wrong. If there is someone in your life you are avoiding, someone you love but haven't forgiven or haven't asked forgiveness from, do it now. Pride is expensive, and it charges interest for the rest of your life. I spent too many years trying to teach my children how to live, instead of simply being there while they learned on their own. I thought my experience was a gift, something I was obligated to pass down. What I didn't see was how every piece of unsolicited advice sounded like doubt. Doubt in their judgment, their strength, their ability to figure life out. I spoke when I should have listened. I corrected when I should have comforted, and slowly, without meaning to, I created distance. Adult children do not need instruction. They need presence. They need to know you trust them, even when they struggle. It took me years to understand that love is not guidance. It is attention without control. By the time I learned to stay quiet and stay close, some moments had already been lost. Do not make them wait for that version of you. There is something else no one prepares you for. How much of yourself you will forget. Names slip first, dates next, then entire conversations vanish without warning. I used to trust my memory. I thought the important things would stay because they mattered. They don't. I forget stories I once told 100 times. I forget the sound of my mother's laugh. I forget details about my own youth that no one else remembers for me. And when a memory disappears, it does not leave a gap, it leaves nothing. That is what scares me. If you still remember clearly, write things down, your stories, your people, the small moments that shaped you. Do it now, while your mind still holds them. One day memory will loosen its grip, and what you did not save will be gone forever. I was afraid of getting old long before it happened. Afraid of losing my wife, afraid of illness, afraid of depending on others. I thought if I didn't think about it, it might not come. It came anyway. Every fear I carried eventually became real. I lost my partner. My body failed me. My independence narrowed. And yet, I am still here. Not unchanged, not untouched, but still myself. Fear did not destroy me the way I imagined. It humbled me, slowed me, reshaped me. Courage, I learned, is not the absence of fear. It is waking up and living anyway, even when life no longer looks the way you planned. You cannot avoid loss, decline, or death, but you can meet them honestly instead of hiding. And when you do,
You may discover you are stronger than you ever expected.
Here's what all of this comes down to. Time does not move evenly. The last decades of life pass faster than the first ones ever did. One day you are 60, comfortable and distracted. And the next you are 89, wondering how it all went so quickly. You cannot stop that. What you can do is pay attention while you still have choices. Strengthen your body. Invest in people. Speak the difficult truths early. Love without delay. Forgive before pride hardens. Build a life that does not disappear when work ends. Write your story down. Show up for your children. Use the good years fully, because they are fewer than you think. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you because I am standing at the far end of the road, looking back. You still have time, but not nearly as much as you believe. Use it well.